I decided to take a video of my current paintball setup. Obviously I'm not in any of the gear right now, but normally I'm wearing full ACU Digicam with a Molly tactical load bearing vest on, pods on the chest, my tank is on a coil line on my back. That's a whole nother story. What I really want to talk about is my gun and my current setup I've got, because I get a lot of people that give me crap for it for what it is, but it's a pretty wicked setup actually. What I use is a Spider Victor 2. Obviously it is not stock. Not really a thing about this gun that is stock. Everything from the hopper to the trigger to the bolt, the volumizer. The stock is a fully adjustable. The scopes I have on here, I have a red dot that I don't know if I can catch the dot on it at all. Kind of hard to see. I don't get to use a mount on the camera, so I don't really get to see what I'm looking at. Recording this all with a GoPro Hero 3, which mounts on my goggle when I play, or on the side of it there. But that's, like I said, that's another story. Got the red dot. Got a 3-9x50 Leaper scope on here, and the reticle is changeable from red to green and different intensities. I don't know if it can be seen at all in the video, but really hard to do video stuff without a screen. Never really had to do it before. Red dot, and that's all mounted on here with this scope mount I got online. It attaches to the stock little plastic dovetail that's on there. I need to order the metal one that a couple of the other Spiders have that bolts in the exact same place, but I don't feel so worried about the flimsiness of plastic parts with all the weight. The mount gives you your standard RIS weaver rail on the side, and it gives you that offset dovetail still, so you get to use, if you had a red dot on something else, lets you use that, so it just moves it from here where it would have been to here, which is nice to give you the offset on guns like this, because Spider for some reason decided to stick the hopper right in the middle of everything, and I still have no idea why they would have done that. Either way, that's just what they did, so this is what I had to work with, and this is why the scope is on the side like this. Volumizer is aftermarket. Barrel itself is a J&J ceramic. My bolt that I chose is actually the ShockTech Superfly black Delrin with the black anodized aluminum. The pin that I have in this actually came out of the Spider AMG 50 caliber paintball gun, so if anybody's looking for those pins that need to go in these side bolts for the Spiders, look for the AMG cocking lever. It looks just like this and fits in those little bolt holes and snaps in pretty perfectly and recocks and everything. Now the grip, took me forever to hunt this down, but it is the Spider rocking trigger, and it is fully adjustable, semi-auto, 3 burst, 6 burst, or full auto up to 13 rounds a second, I think is what it gives you. But I find the actual semi-auto is much faster than the full. Pretty amusing either way. I do need to find a new hopper though to keep up with this trigger. It's a really fast trigger, but that is what I have. The only other stuff I have planned for this, like I said, this all runs from my coil to my air tank on my back, but it'll be getting probably a new inline regulator and gauge on the front, and I might even do another big volumizer in the grip, because those are all over the place and pretty easy to find. If you intend on using a scope in paintball, get a set of these. They are snap-on scope covers, but they have a clear lens on them, because trust me, you do not want to dig paintball out of the inside of your scope. That is the biggest pain you'll ever clean, so get the one that's got the clear cover over it. If you can't find one that fits your scope exactly, wrap you a couple things of electrical tape around it real thin, right on your edge. This one has the big sunshade on it too, which is removable. But if you're not careful, somebody's going to see glare on your lens, especially playing close quarter stuff like paintball. Lens glare will throw you out in the open pretty quick. The same thing as glare off of a visor or the lens on a mask, especially in this case where I'm using a mirrored thermal. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Just kind of wanted to get thoughts and opinions on this gun and see what everybody thought. The only thing, I got Mr. Smartass back here in the corner playing Call of Duty, just making his little snarky remarks in here.
I know, right?
Got to be in the video.
Exactly.
The only other big thing I really have that I need to get, I have a bipod. They make RIS mounts that go on the barrel, and they make them specifically actually for the J&J ceramics you can find every now and then. They're made 2-bolt to this, and it'll fit right behind the front of the scope by my volumizer, and I'll be able to put my bipod actually on here, and that will be wonderful with the big scope. Either way, flip everything back off here. I don't know if I mentioned the view loader, X-board, exalt speed gate. Pretty wicked setup, I think, to myself, but just wanted to see what the YouTube community thought. Leave your comments or leave video responses of your guns if you have something that is better. Keep in mind that this is a 10-year-old gun. It's not the most expensive thing you can get, but ask the people I play with how many times I've shot them in the face with this 10-year-old gun that you can do this entire exact setup given you can find the parts. The gun you can find now online for anywhere between 50, 75 bucks used. Every once in a while you can still find one new. This one was my 13th birthday present 10 years ago, so it's a very old gun. Still has all the stock internal seals and still runs like it was brand new out of the package, so I use it. And I'm not in a hurry to get anything better when this one's treated it so well. Take it apart every time, break it down, oil it. Haven't got a problem out of it. The gun, like I said, the stock with the stock trigger and everything, $50. I found the rocking trigger for $25 shipped. Volumizer was $10. J&J ceramic was $45. Stock was $20. The actual mount that has that RIS and dovetail offset on eBay you can usually find for about $15. I have also, I did not mention before, I put a locking feed neck on here, and it's got the quick lock on it. If I can function this with one hand. There are two different kinds on the Spiders, though. This one is the screw-on type. It doesn't get the tabs that a screw goes over. It specifically screws in. So this hopper you can usually find for anywhere between 30 and 50 bucks, depending on the shape of it. If you can buy one that says the shell's cracked to pieces or something, for 10 to 15, maybe 20, go ahead and buy it and just order a shell. The plastic shells for these you can get for about 15 bucks, and the Exalt Speed Gate was another, I think it was 15 shipped. The bolt was another 15. The bolt pin that I ordered was $10, I think. So keep in mind, this isn't your everyday off the block $500 paintball gun that somebody just blew money on and think it's going to be a badass thing. This one is something that has had some time and thought put into it, so none of those bullshit comments, well, I've got a Tiberius Arms T8. Well, congratulations, you got a shitload of money, but that's not any better than hitting stuff. If just because you got the best equipment doesn't mean you're gonna, it's a better gun, you know. A little time and thought into a custom project almost always ends up a better shot than most of those are higher end guns. And given the right hopper, I'm looking for a Halo 2 actually that I'm going to probably buy and put on here and keep up with that trigger. That trigger will do about 30 rounds a second on semi-auto. The full auto is only 13, but I can put out about 30, so it's supposed to be getting the Halo 2 and the bipod mount and a gauge. Other than that, this is pretty much the finished product. So as of with that, I'm actually going to end this video. Leave your comments, tell me what y'all think.